Hey everybody, it's your pal Mike Zombie, and this week we're going to talk about Zombies of Mass Destruction from 2009. A film I've been looking at on Netflix for quite some time as the title rolls back and forth. You can't miss it. It's in red, white, and blue. A very patriotic looking zombie film. And I thought, what the hell, give it a watch. Now, the story itself, I read the synopsis, the little one that they give you, and it sounded interesting. Then on the island town of Port Gamble, there's been a viral zombie outbreak. And who's going to save the day? A couple of gay guys. So I'm thinking, all right, well, you know what? This sounds interesting because I have not seen this before, so I want to check this out. So I started watching, and the movie itself, of course, takes place in this little island. And it's in the intro, they kind of show you it's kind of Mayberry-ish. You know what I mean? Everybody's kind of walking around and, hi, everybody. And, hey, there's the 4-H club. And, it's that kind of place. A little on the hokey side, a little bit slower than the big city. But it also has its own little unique charm, as these places tend to do. And the movie itself revolves around the identity of people. The director, Kevin Hamadani, I'm thinking has had and suffered maybe some identity issues in his life. Because everybody in this film, in a sense, is either living out some weird stereotype or trying to break out of a weird stereotype or simply being misunderstood and stereotyped by others. That seems to be the underlying thing. We have our two guys, Tom and Lance, and they're a gay couple. Now, Tom, from what I gather, is from this town. This is his hometown. His mother lives there. And he's there with his boyfriend, Lance, and they're kind of walking around. And Lance is out of the closet. He's got no problem just being who he is, and he's very comfortable in his own skin. But Tom, no. Tom seems pretty uptight anyway. They say they're from New York, where you would think they have some more acceptance. But just by the way he's playing the character, you would think that Tom is even really uptight about being gay even in New York. But back in his hometown, where nobody knows that he thinks, he's keeping his boyfriend Lance at distance. He's like, hey, let's come on, let's keep, let's not get crazy here. Let's be guys. And Lance is like, come on, man, we are who we are. So that's the first thing. Tom is having the real tough time with his identity. Then we run into Frida. Now, Frida is an Iranian girl who is just mind-numbingly gorgeous. She's the daughter of a restaurant owner in town named Ali, and he's very traditional. But I had an interesting growing up. I was literally in the soup bowl of just every single race and culture. So I knew Iraqis, I knew Iranians, I knew Sikh, I knew quite a few different cultures. It was really, fortunate for me that I've had some really kick-ass meals. That's all I can say. So, and looking at me, you know that already. So Ali is really conservative, Muslim, and his daughter Frida, we see her father during the call to prayer. He's praying in the house, and she's kind of walking around like, what are you doing? Come on, close the curtains. People are looking in. So, though she was going to Princeton and is now home for some reason, she's apparently denying her heritage, denying her religion, which, as an adult, that's certainly okay to do, so it wasn't that weird. But her father is having the issue with, what are you doing? Why are you dressed this way? This isn't how you were raised. So she's fighting for her own identity. And turns out this town is also full of slack-jawed yokels who everybody thinks she's Iraqi. And, of course, being these and everybody in this movie they're just idiots as far as the rest. Most of the rest of the Caucasians in this film are just kind of fucking stupid. Not all are slack-jawed yokel, but a lot of them are. And everybody goes out of their way to say, hey, Frida, good to see you. Everybody mentions over and over that she's Iraqi, and she's constantly, I'm not Iraqi, I'm Iranian. No one seems to get the difference between the two, which is kind of embarrassing. And the director, Kevin Hamadani, he's Iranian as well. I know this only because I did some reading on the movie because he cast his father, Ali, in this, obviously Iranian. Actually, the father, I'm reading a little bit, was raised in Tehran, and of course came over here and was an actor. So I'm thinking, I'm thinking the director pulled this from his own life. People always misunderstanding where he's from, probably misunderstanding his culture, his religion. So I get his angle on that. And he went out of his way when he wrote this film to kind of portray Americans as sheep. Fat, dumb, easily led sheep. This may sound shocking to you. I completely agree with him. I'm not going to turn this into a giant political thing, but I appreciated his slant in the sense that I look around at a lot of my fellow Americans, and I'm blown away. Because let's be honest, folks. A lot of these stereotypes, as far as the idiot white people that Kevin Hamadani portrays in this film, I see all the time, you know. And I don't know. America has bred this culture of we're right because we're American. We know what's best because we're American. Even though people are starving around the world, we want to feed our family 5 hamburgers, 5 large fries, 5 milkshakes, and 5 slices of chocolate cake, and we want our fast food place to give us all that for $5. We're gluttons. We really are. And a lot of times people run around, as I said, head first, headstrong. I'm right because I'm American, and I'm going to liberate the world. I fear at how the world must see us sometimes with some of the stupid shit we do, honestly. Because to somebody starving in another country looking at America, they must be it might as well be looking at fucking outer space at the shit they see us do and the waste they see us go through and the entitlement we think we have. But anyway, I love America, so don't get me wrong. I love America. Best fucking country on the planet. Absolutely, for the rights that we have. And I'm not proud to be an American. Before you freak out and tell me to fuck off that I'm a commie, I'm grateful to be American. I'm not proud. I didn't earn this. I'm American because my parents chose to fuck here. Okay? And that's really all I've done to earn my status as an American citizen. I'm fortunate and grateful to be. I'm not proud to be an American. And that's not a statement that talks about what we're doing around the world or how the world sees us. I have a lot of issues about that. But I have a lot of issues about how the world works in general. Many countries, not just ours. I think we all need to give a fuck a little more about our fellow man. Holy shit, did I say I didn't want to turn this into a political thing? I'm sorry. But wherever you are, wherever you hear this, whatever country you're in, whatever you're enjoying a Little Dead podcast from, wherever you are right now, I worry about you. And I hope you have everything you need. Okay? Let me put it that way. Am I a humanist? I don't know. I think I'm a pedestrian, something. Or a lesbian. Whatever. Fuck, I want to be a lesbian. All right, this has gotten way out of hand. I can appreciate the slant that Kevin Hamadani took with this film. Everybody has the identity thing. We have the gay couple, and actually, Tom is going to make an attempt to come out to his mother. They're visiting his mother in town. We have the mayor who's walking around, who's kind of vote Quimby. It's the same kind of thing. We have the Reverend in town. You can tell by how he acts, by how he practices in the mirror, that he has no self-confidence. So he's, of course, the doubting preacher that we see from time to time in film. And he's, of course, full of fire. And, when he gets running, he's best when he's in the middle of a speech and he's just talking faster and faster. And, of course, he's ranting against what you would expect for this type of stereotype. He's against homosexuals. He's against people who live immoral, and he hates the sin, not the sinners, and what you would expect for a film of this type. Suddenly, we have zombie outbreak. Frida is with her boyfriend in the car, having a little fun. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing inappropriate about this film. I mean, whatever, but there were a lot of good puns based on ethnicity and just countries. And there's a good back and forth about misunderstanding. Iran all the way home. I mean, shit like this. I mean, it was kind of funny. So I did get several chuckles out of this film, and they do bill it as a zomedy, which is good. But this movie tried to go into several directions and didn't really want to commit to any of them. Where they committed the most was the gore. This movie, I'm not sure what the budget was, had really good special effects. Yeah, some of it was CGI, but some of it appeared to be appliance and very nicely done. And I will say, this movie had one of the best facial stabbing scenes I have ever seen where I went, whoa, shit, and backed it up twice. That's the beauty of, having the remote. Visually, this film was shot very nicely. The town they filmed in was beautiful. Though I'm an atheist, I do love old churches. I love the architecture, and they had one in this film that was very nice. Everybody's going about their little affairs, trying to work their bullshit out. Every single person in this film, and zombies show up. Frida, who's fighting with her dad, suddenly is attacked by zombies, and so she's trying to find her dad. Her dad's trying to find her, and her dad is pretty fucking awesome as this little Iranian guy's going around with just machetes and just talking shit and whack, 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 hacking heads off. It was good stuff. She's trying to find him. The gay couple, they're at his mother's house, and this did bother me a little bit. When he's attempting to come out to his mother, it's in a way that you would not do to your mother. And don't get me wrong, I've never had to come out, so I don't know what that would be like. I don't know what it's like to have to suddenly, I'm not what you think, and come out. So granted, I don't understand all the mechanics involved and the feelings involved, but I think if I were a gay guy coming out to my mother, I would try to go like, hey mom, guess what? You probably already know, but here's the official take. But this guy blurts out, I suck dick. You wouldn't just blurt out awkwardly, I suck dick to your mom. I don't know anybody that would do that. Even my crude friends wouldn't even do that. We would say it in front of other people's parents, sure. But you wouldn't say that to your own mom coming out. So that's the only thing about this film, aside from the really heavy stereotyping that I didn't much care for. I'm all for coming out and being who you are. That's great. So they go to come out to his mom, and she, of course, has been bit and is becoming a zombie right before our eyes. They're forced to kind of kill her. She comes back, and suddenly they're on the run. Now the film was described as the two gay guys are going to save the world. I really don't agree. It was everybody kind of running around after dealing with their little identity issues and just running from zombies. The slack-jawed yokels in this film, for the most part, kill themselves. Everybody who remains ends up in the church. And, of course, these people are blinded by their, and like I said, even though I'm an atheist, if you're religious, good for you. I'm very happy for you. I hope it brings you peace and enjoyment and quality of life. I have no problem with what people believe. I just believe something different. But, of course, we have these people blinded by very stereotypically blinded by their religion, and they're like, you know what? We're first, after calling these gay guys, and they kind of call themselves faggots. I'll use the F word because they're calling themselves faggots. The people in the church, of course, in the name of the Lord, start calling them fags. And first attempt to throw them out, then maybe possibly kill them. And they go, you know what? No. We love you. We have a machine that'll ungay you. They're like, no, we'll go. And they basically pull guns on them and say, we're gonna make you straight. It's a simple therapy where they hook them up to an IV. They show them a gay stag film. And then anytime something homosexual happens, they give an injection to make them sick. Try to associate homosexuality with just stomach turning, which, of course, that's probably quack science from many, many years ago. And I know things like that did go on, but really didn't have much place in this film. We'd already established how slack-jawed these guys were, but that was further into the slack-jawed yokelness of this. I don't know. The church people die and end up kind of killing each other, which I guess was a metaphor for whatever. The gay guys live. Frida lives. Her dad dies, which is kind of sad because we like her dad. In the end, he was kind of an asshole in the start, but you realize, yeah, he's a good dude. And once he starts killing fools, he was entertaining. And the mayor dies. The lady we like, there's a school teacher that I guess was Tom's teacher, but they look to be about the same age, so casting or whatever. But she lives, becomes the new mayor. The whole town gets quarantined for like 6 months. And then those that survive, they kind of go their separate ways. Frida takes over her dad's restaurant because he, of course, died, and which is what she said she'd never do. But to honor her father, she's like, hey, I'll just carry on his, shitty hamburger shack. Which she does. And, of course, they have another identity issue. They go back to it. The waitress is like, people don't want to buy this. They don't know what it is, and it's an Iranian dish. And she's like, you know what? I'm not taking it off the menu. If they don't like it, they don't have to buy it. They don't have to order it. And that was her kind of like, you know what? I'm reclaiming my heritage, which was kind of a lame way to do it because we saw it coming from a mile off, but whatever. The acting was good in this film. Everybody did a fine job. This film, I'm going to say, was decent. Special effects were very good. So if you want to see a zombie film that is a different take, you should definitely check out Zombies of Mass Destruction. It wasn't a great film. It was pretty good. For the chuckles alone. The silly jokes from time to time, I was like, ha ha ha. I'm like, all right, well, it's not a scary movie, and it's not a comedy. It's somewhere in the middle. If you can get through the political spoon feeding, you'll be all right. On the Berdinsky scale of buy, borrow, or don't bother, this would be a borrow. This might be kind of fun to watch. Oh, if for nothing more than when Frida, running like in the dark with a pistol, comes up on our gay couple, and Tom throws his hands in the air and says, "Don't shoot, I'm gay." That's kind of funny. Zombies of Mass Destruction 2009. It is a borrow, so check it out if you like. I don't know, man. We got some Revenge of the Nerds coming soon. Zombie Farmer asked me yesterday if she should listen to our other review before she watches the movie. And I'm like, Zombie Farmer, I'm so glad you've caught up with us. Welcome to 1984. And why not listen to our review first? Because if you've listened to Don't Look in the Podcast, and I really hope you have, you would know Zombie Farmer's take on lots of nudity. So I kind of gave her the heads up. But, I got myself a copy of a Scooby-Doo movie that had zombies in it. Maybe I'll do that. I'm not even joking, just to do something different. Anyway, Scooby-Dooby-Doo.